be talking about what to expect from your first massage with an RMT.
First things first, I just want to get this out there, right there, before when you book your massage, we all have our busy time of the month, this week or months, and then in total kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Some of us are busier than others, which is totally okay, doesn't necessarily mean all that much. However, we are all busy in December.
Yeah.
Like really busy. Everybody's trying to burn out their insurance, it's Christmas, it's stressful, it's winter, it's not fun.
Yeah.
Therefore, we are usually booked up solid by November.
Yeah. Usually.
November up till January 1st.
Yeah.
So
just kind of think ahead and book those appointments. So going from that, when you book your appointment, that's going to be the first step. And then from there, we're going to be sending a health history form. I send one as well, being in a mobile setting, and Kelly, they send one from the clinic. Very much the same. They include all of very similar information, which is very important for us to know, whether it's health related, so blood pressure, and if it's untreated or if it's treated, and if you have diabetes. So with diabetes, you could even have like a pump, or you could have a patch on you or anything like that. So we need to know these things, as well as any injuries, surgeries, needles, metal plates, like it's
open
yeah,
wounds,
yeah,
new tattoos.
exactly, yeah. So just kind of areas that we can
need to avoid.
Yes, avoid, or just kind of alter our treatment plans for that. And
speaking of, if you've taken any over-the-counter or prescribed pain relievers,
yeah,
that is a very big thing. If you've taken one that morning and you're there at 11 in the morning, and basically what those things do is they take away your pain, or at least your perception of it. So what that happens is, if I dig my elbow into your back as you've been asking for, it's taking away your perception of pain, and when that medication wears off, it's going to hurt a lot more. Yeah. That being said, same with alcohol or recreational drugs, it just takes away that perception, and it's just, you can't tell me, or anybody for that matter, if it really does hurt or if it's not really hurting all that much.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And that speaks on other therapies that you may have done as well before, and whether or not that worked, and what didn't work, and what you liked and what you didn't like from that. Because there may have been other treatments that you've had that were just not very good for you, and you didn't like that, so you want to kind of avoid, like what they were maybe doing in that treatment, and tailor it to what your client is asking of you. And then
something simple as using heat versus cold.
Yeah.
There's some that really don't like heat, and that's okay. What it says in the book and what actually helps you in life can be two very different things. You have to work with what works for you.
Exactly. So that's, stretching, sleep patterns, or your sleeping positions, posture related, any kind of, how your job, plays into your life, whether you're a construction worker, desk worker, teacher, anything that you're doing is going to require to use your body, but it's all in different ways. So we try to really kind of take that into consideration when we're planning your treatment plan as well.
Do you have more than one screen you work with is a big thing. It's a very big thing.
Yeah, especially with COVID, working from home.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
If you're turning your neck more than you normally do during a 7 or 8 hour or 10-hour period, that's going to affect a lot of the muscles.
Yeah. As well as if there's any changes to the home life. So I know over COVID, a lot of my clients decided to have some children. So having a baby really affects your body and your posture. It's not something that would maybe come to your mind like an injury would, but it's something that you do every day now that is going to change how your body holds itself and how you're holding your baby, feedings, rocking them, or, that jumping up and down kind of thing. It all kind of plays a part in how your body is working and feeling.
They're cute, but they're short.
Yes. And also with animals or anything like that, new pets, Kelly was mentioning before, like, it's hard to kind of factor in a new schedule, and you're getting up at different times, and yeah, it's,
They're pulling on the leash.
yeah,
It pulls everything in your shoulder.
exactly. So all of that makes a big difference with how you're feeling.
Yes.
So from there, so we may have some extra questionnaires or anything like that, especially through COVID. We did have an extra one on top of the health history form. And again, that's just so that we have more information to make us, both of us, your client and massage therapist, feel comfortable with being in the same space. There's no reason to hide anything or to be afraid to share anything in your health history form. The more knowledge that you can share is best for us.
That being said, also in the health history, if you have any disability, it would be very much worth mentioning. If you can or can't get off the table by yourself, if you need help turning over, if you need help out of a wheelchair or anything like that, we're more than happy to help. Or if you have somebody with you. That being said, also with that, if you are bringing your child in, or your elderly parent or something like that, and they need help, and you want to stay with them in the room, that is completely okay. Totally okay. We are trained with teachers watching us constantly, so that would not be a whole big thing that's different. The same thing also if you have a different language, to have somebody else in the room with you would be amazing, because as much as the massage feels nice, if you do not know or cannot express that it's too deep or it's not deep enough, or I don't know all the languages, certainly not English all half the time, to be able to say to turn over, or can I adjust this, or just to say something to communicate that is very important as well.
Yeah, big
just
time.
to have somebody with you.
Yeah, big time. So that's, kind of covering the basics of the health history form and what to expect from that. I know mine kind of goes a little more into like your moods and your emotions and kind of stuff like that, which again is great to share, because the more knowledge that we have, the better. So now we're going to kind of go through with the setup. So my setup with a home mobile table is a bit different than Kelly's clinic setup. So this is my table that I bring. It folds up, and then I have a suitcase. I bring everything that I need to make sure that you're fully stress-free and comfortable. And then, I set the table up, and then I'm going to ask how you're doing that day. The information that you put in the health history form is wonderful, but how you're feeling that day is very important as well.
Yep.
So we kind of express that, and then I allow you to get on the table. We're gonna do a little clip on getting on and off the table and draping and stuff like that, so just kind of hold on for that. But
So when you come to the any clinic, really, make sure you're there like 5-10 minutes early, just especially if you've never been there before, just so that you know where you're getting. Otherwise, you're cutting into your appointment time. It's traffic. There's all sorts of reasons why you can't do it. Lots of things to plan for. And then once you come in, usually I will ask every single time you come in, do you have to go to the bathroom? Because again, it's very trying to drive this point home, is we want you to be comfortable, and that really includes an empty bladder.
Yeah.
If you're squirming on the table, that's not comfortable for you, and then you want to get up and have to go to the bathroom, that kind of thing. So that communication
is key.
is key. It's very key.
Yeah. So once you're on the table, I like to do a survey of the body just to see how it's moving, and it just shows me how the upper body is moving with the lower body, and then from right to left sides as well, which plays into your posture, whether you're right-handed, left-handed, or anything like that. So it is important to know, and then I can kind of base off like, okay, so I can see how the body's moving. What did clients say when we first started? And then I can take all of that information in and then develop a great treatment plan to help you feel your best.
Mm-hmm. It's the same thing. I kind of do something similar of like just assessing the muscles really, and like if there's one that feels tighter than the other, which to me there's more resistance. Yeah. Really.
Yeah. Also, if you are having a massage with a new grad, they may take the time in the beginning to set out and do assessments and stuff. Not saying that we don't do that, but we just have the experience and knowledge to kind of go through and see, how the client's walking and from what they're telling us, it shows us what we need to kind of know. But we can still go through and do special tests for joints, or we can do assessments to kind of see how your body is moving and feeling.
If you have great or good range of motion
Yeah.
in different joints.
Yep.
So that once you're on the table, the same thing. We are great people. We are not mind readers. If the pressure is too much, especially just in different spots, different whatever is your level of comfort with that pressure, just please let us know.
Mm-hmm.
That's all we ask, really.
And yeah, whether it's a great pressure and you're feeling great, just let us know. But the RMT should be checking in with you as well.
Yes.
We touched on that with the previous video on what you should look for in an RMT, and it's communication goes both ways. So if they're not asking you any questions, that might be a little bit of a problem, because they might be off in their own little world, but they need to take that time to check in with you as well.
Yes.
So I know.
That being said, also, you can let them know if you want this up front or not, but there might be communication or feedback, I should say, of what they're feeling.
Yeah.
So usually I'll ask, like, it feels like all your tension is in your right shoulder.
Yeah.
Is that where it's coming from, or something to that effect? Or I feel a lot of layers here, there's more knots here, that type of thing.
Yeah.
If you want to know, that's great. If you don't want to know, that's cool too.
Yeah.
That's usually up to you both
Yeah.
to decide on, I suppose.
And I've had clients, make a little note, even if I haven't treated them before, and it's like, maybe lower conversation and stuff like that. And maybe they have a high stress job and they just want to come in and just check out, which is great. But there's no harm in letting us know.
Yes.
So yeah.
That being said, too, it's like people might chat the entire hour and that's how they relax, and
Yeah.
that is okay.
Yeah.
I've had people tell me their entire life story, which is totally fine. I live vicariously through other people.
Yeah.
And then you have people that just fall asleep, or there's something in between.
Or the moms, and they're
Or
like,
the moms.
"Oh, I'm so tired. I'm probably gonna sleep," and then they end up talking the
That
whole
was-
time, which is
Yeah.
nice because they can talk to an adult again. And they've been talking to kids all day, but again, it's let us know.
Whatever your comfort level is, I guess, I suppose, with the chatting, I suppose that is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And at the end of the treatment, there'll be possibly any stretches or something that we can help with,
Yeah.
that you can go home with, and trying to show you that before we leave the room or after you've gotten dressed. It might be easier to do the stretches with your pants on. But depending on what's going on, there may or may not be something like that. It might be something very simple as you maybe just put some heat on this when you get home, or especially drink lots of water.
Yeah. Stay
Is a big
hydrated.
thing.
Yep.
It just helps eliminates all the toxins that we just flushed out.
But it also helps with dehydration through the muscles. So if you are dehydrated, your muscles are going to feel like beef jerky. Like, it is quite a difference with how nutrition and everything kind of plays into how your body feels. So it's definitely something to kind of think about, but definitely stay hydrated. That is a big, big thing. Mm-hmm. So now we're going to show you how to get on the table and the different draping. Thank you for taking the time to visit. If you like our video, hit that like button below. And if you want more content, hit that subscribe button below. We really appreciate it.
We'll see
We'll
you
see you soon.